Hi guys, this is Dr. Prime here, back for my second Transformers review. And tonight I'm going to be reviewing Beast Wars Neo Heinrad, or Heinlad. I've seen it both ways. He is from the Japanese Beast Wars Neo line. And this is the figure here. And he's a pretty unique figure, and I'll get to all that as we go on here. So I'll start off with his box. The reason I'm showing his box is he is a Cybertoron, or basically a Maximal in Japanese. The boxes are awesomely detailed all around, and if you keep your figures in the box, it really makes a great display piece. So I just wanted to show that to you guys. Second thing I wanted to show here before we get to the figure is this card here that comes with it. It's just a nice pose on him, which is kind of cool. And on the back, I had to do a little research. I found it on Wikipedia actually. There's tech specs actually. And in Wikipedia, it actually states that he is his past is kind of a mystery, or he's a mystery in general, and it's reflected in his tech specs in that they're all question marks, except that his rank, which apparently this is his rank, is a 7. So one of the cool things about his character is that he can stop time, although he can't control it. So let's get on to the figure. Interestingly enough, I also found on Wikipedia that he is actually a tanuki. That's the type of animal he is. Is a raccoon of sorts, and apparently a tanuki is known for its large testicles, which is reflected in the toy right here. And another unique thing about him is that he's a clock. I don't think there is another Transformer out there that's a clock. Actually, there is. In the movie, the Real Gear, and I'm sure there was a few other mail-aways that were actually clocks or watches, so to speak. But in addition, he also has this container for sake, and this is referred to, at least in Wikipedia, as a vintner's journal. So you don't see too many Transformers with that combination. And these accessories here will become his weapon. I'll put those aside for now. So we'll start with the transformation. It's pretty simple. Actually, before I get to the complete transformation, he does sort of have a third mode, which really isn't a third mode. It just has him in a different pose. You see he's sort of standing there, and then you can sort of rotate his arms around. Flip up his head like so. Flip the back legs down. And there you sort of have, let me get the head in a better position, him in a more natural pose there. So now we'll go to the transformation. Basically here we're going to start out with, before I start as well, I want to say that I think he has more kibble in Beast mode than in Robot mode, which is another unique thing about him. I mean, you could see obviously here his legs. And when he's standing, his back just doesn't look right. You can tell that this part comes off and becomes another part of him in robot mode. And then you can see part of the white parts here are more indicative of his robot mode. So anyways, let's get started. Flip his back part down, separate the legs. And his weapon, his missiles, are stored on the inside of his legs. You can see this one here. We'll just pull those off for now. Take the tail, flip it up this way, Flip the legs around 180 degrees each. Take these panels, move them back slightly. These bottom panels, flip them up. And then in each one, these are his feet, you want to flip those out. Like so. And then after you do that, you can flip these panels back down. So we'll turn them around, and we'll take these back legs, turn them back, out of the way, like so. And then we'll fortunately have to handle his testicles here. Flip those out and put them down to the sides, and then you can see those are his legs there, and then right here, get that, that's a spark crystal. Next thing you want to do is take the legs and his body and kind of snap them. Flip it up and snap them together. Next thing we'll do here is take the top part, just split them open, and then you can see his head there, and we'll adjust his arms appropriately. And move some of the kibble back out of the way. And pretty much there you have his robot mode. I think he looks pretty cool. You see his head there. That's probably one of my favorite parts. In addition to that, he has goggles that'll flip up. And there's his true head without the goggles there. And these goggles, the green goggles, are apparently what he uses to stop time. I think, anyways, but the confusing part is, what I also read is that he can't control it. So if he flips his goggles down, isn't he controlling it? I don't know. So I've never watched the cartoon, the Japanese cartoon, but anyways, that's what those are there for, and I think it's cool if you display it in either way. As far as his clock goes, it's a working clock, and it actually is an alarm clock. If you lift up his head, and then you can adjust it back here. Oh, sorry, back here. Basically just to set the alarm. We'll set it to now. And then you could hear the alarm going off, and to shut it off, you just. So it's pretty neat for a transformer. I don't know of any transformer that is actually a working clock and alarm clock, but kind of cool. So we'll look at his accessories here. As you remember from before, there was his vintner's journal with the Japanese writing. Has a little brown tab on the side here. You just want to lift that out, and that becomes the handle. Take his jar of sake here. Let's flip this around. And then just post and port, plug that in. Like so. And there you have his weapon. Unfortunately, the strings are kind of stick around. They don't go anywhere. If you can just put them off to the side. And then this little rectangle there that fits into a little tab on his hand. Which will be difficult to see, but it's pretty simple fit right there. And then his missile will plug in like so. I think he's pretty darn cool. I recommend him, especially if you like Beast Wars. And if you just like unique, wacky figures, I mean, he's definitely one of them. I can't think of a more uniquely intricate transformer. I'm sure there are. I just can't think of one right now. So, anyways, I'm running out of time, so I'll stop here. This is Dr. Prime, aka Dan. Please comment on the video, and also please subscribe. I'll try to get more videos out in a more timely fashion. And I really appreciate the subscribers I have now and the input I've had. And thanks for watching. Good night.